So let's look at QoS implementation to trust the DSCP value of the AP connected switch port and the controller connected switch port. So in here you can see I have put a green dot. So what we are going to do is actually we will implementing AutoQoS trust DSCP value in this particular two port. And then we'll do the same exercise what we did in the previous demonstration and see whether the QoS marking will be preserved this time. So if you go to the switch, switch 1, where the show run interface gig 1/0/10, this is where the AP connected. So what I will do is config the interface gig 1/0/10 AutoQoS and we'll say trust DSCP value. So now if you run the same command, also run interface gig 1/0/10, you will see now, yes, it is trusting DSCP, but other than that, it will do in the priority queuing, like the egress port of that, we are enabling the priority queue. So voice traffic should be prioritized after this, and the QoS value will be trusted. So we will configure the same on the controller connected port, controller connected to switch 2. If you in here, if you so let me just check the port detail. So switch is connected to, controller is connected to gig 0/9. Show run interface gig 0/9. Again, it's a trunk port configuration connecting to the controller. Actually, it's a virtual machine. That's why it is what we call. But again, we will basically trust DSCP, any traffic coming from this particular device, this particular virtual machine. So what I will do is config to interface gig 0/9 AutoQoS trust DSCP. So run interface gig 0/9. Now it is trust DSCP, and then priority queue has been enabled. So I will the save configuration on both the switches. And now let's go and do the same exercise we did previously. So now this time I will make the same thing. So what I will do is I will go to the controller first and creating a packet capture. I will give this time a different name. So I will give a 19800 site PSK, but this time it is QoS. And no control plane traffic, 10 meg should be good enough. It should be so like that. We apply, and then we can go ahead and enable that capture. Let's enable that capture, and then Wireshark as well. I will enable capture on that, and then we'll go to the remote one. If you want, we can filter the MAC address of the phone, display filter, but we will capture everything. So let's enable the capture here. So now you can see the phone, this time phone already being connected. So what I will do is actually I will make a phone call to that 101. So if you can hear, so now call has been made. So like voice traffic is going. So we can disconnect the call, and I have disconnect the call. I have stopped the capture here. I will stop the capture here, and I will stop the capture here as well. So I will export that. So this time it will be 9 PSK QoS. So we will look at the same thing what we did last time. So let me just save this as file, save as. So I will only differences this time I will use not QoS with QoS. save, and I will save the Wireshark captcha as well. File save as. This time it is with the QoS. QoS mean actually we implemented the QoS on the switch port, but in the configuration here, if you remember the policy profile we are using, that PSK policy profile here in this QoS, I haven't changed anything. Like that mean we haven't implemented any auto QoS. So then pretty much it is no auto QoS, but again the SSID level, we don't have any specific QoS policies applied. This is the default sort of configuration, and we will see whether the QoS value has been preserved. Like as long as traffic is marking properly. So now this time expectation is this particular value, QoS value coming, should be preserved. So then the outer CapWrap should basically get EF for voice traffic. That value need to be remain. So in that way, even if you capture here, uplink, downlink direction of the traffic, voice payload traffic should go with EF traffic. So controlling traffic, phone side CS3, we'll see in the downstream direction as well whether the call manager set it to CS3 and it will be preserved. So let's go and analyze same thing what we did. So now in here, if you look at the capture here, this time like no association because already phone being associated. Like in here, you will see whenever we make the control traffic is there. So this could be the skinny protocol, and then let me just go to. So this could be the voice payload traffic. Like you can see here, pretty much after a certain point it will be voice payload. Okay, so now if you look at this is downlink direction traffic, and this is uplink. Like this is from the my client voice phone to the Cisco AP side. Traffic has been anyway. This side there are no difference. Last time as well we saw the UP traffic. Voice pretty much traffic is marking like that. Okay, so in the downstream direction when the traffic come here, so we can see uplink, downlink both direction. It is being marked as a EF. Even the last time no difference here because last time as well we saw uplink, downlink both side marked as a EF. The last time the problem we saw on the when the traffic come to the switch side, like so let me see whether I can filter one MAC address here like that handset. You can see here this is the traffic from the call manager to the phone, and phone to the call manager. So you can see like call manager side still it is look like these are some phone services like with the default category, but let me see whether everything is default. Yeah, look like default, even request this messages QoS marking is default. Yeah, that is actually if you want to change it, I'm sure it is the call manager side, you can change the default DSCP value to CS3, but the phone side this is everything is default from the call manager end. Okay, that we need to check whether the call manager set it properly, and then our switch network will be rewriting, or it is a call manager side has been set to default one. Okay, but in the payload side of traffic, like now again I will basically get rid of this filter because the switch side traffic I will removing that filter. So in that way now this is the area where we get traffic. So now in this particular time traffic like so this is the CapWrap traffic. In the CapWrap traffic original payload EF, and then in the wireless encapsulation in the QoS control again this side, as we said, like I think this is not a problem. Why? Because AP will not writing any UP value in this QoS header, because this is traffic only just encapsulating and send it to the controller. So this controller basically, the switch will be seeing in that CapFab point of view, they will see this one here. You can see anyway, last time as well we saw traffic come to the switch port, came with EF value, CapFab header EF value. Last time what we saw was, because this port was not trusted, that outer CapFab will be rewriting to CS0 default value, and whenever we check in here, the CapFab traffic outer CapFab marking was best effort. So now in this particular time you can see, let me just download that captcha. I'm sure we downloaded. Let me open that captcha here. So whenever we open the captcha, even if you want, you can probably, we may have the filter last time we used just to filter the phone traffic, and let's get that traffic somewhere here, and then probably we'll remove the filter, because just to see the all the traffic. So now in this particular time, like let's for example, now if it is the phone traffic going to the other side, but this is in the we are capturing this in the controller. So this is the CapFab traffic. So last time we saw the outer CapFab not trusting this value, like inner cap, even though the inner CapFab is EF, last time we saw this is not EF, this is best effort. So in that way now you can see, because switch is now trusting the value coming in, because AP is set to the CapFab header DSCP value EF, we will be preserving, so that traffic comes here as EF in the outer CapFab. So now whenever the that traffic sending to the wired side, controller will remove in the CapFab header and send in the payload traffic. So whenever they send the payload traffic, you can see it is, there are no difference. This is the whatever the inner protocol traffic, you will go like that. But last time what we saw was, like whenever that traffic goes wired side and come here and go there, we saw it is going towards the phone as a default traffic, because whatever the QoS marking is not trusted by this particular port. Now this time we are trusting anything sending by the controller. So in that way, if it is sending a EF traffic, I should see in the switch capture. Let me go to the switch capture. This is the switch capture. So in the switch capture, you will see the two different frames, like one is with the CapFab, the other one without the CapFab. So now in this particular time, if you look at the without the CapFab, even that particular payload is correctly marked as EF. Mark mean it will be preserving whatever the marking comes to this particular port. So in that way, so now the one thing you need to make sure is if a AP connected port. So in this setup here, even though the AP connected, in my case, show run interface gig 1/0/10. So even though I configured this as a trunk port, I want to make sure you understand why we did that. Okay, so it is important. Normally the local mode scenario, you will not configure like that. Just let me clarify that. Otherwise, you will confuse why we configured this as a so in the normal scenario, best practice configuration is, if it's a local mode deployment, so where the switch is, you configure the access point connected port as a switch port mode access. This is a access port. Okay, doesn't matter whether even the access port, the QoS point of view, what we need to do is trust the DSCP value. So in our switches, we are using 3750 or traditional switches, we need to do that. But if you're using latest switches like a 9300 switches, 9300, 9200 or 3850 switches, you don't want to do that. By default, QoS will be trusted. Okay, so this is the theory section we discussed. keywords will be trusted, whatever the value coming. In this particular traditional world, it is not the case. So in that way, in our case, we need to have a MLS keywords trust DSCP. The other thing, like if you're applying AutoQoS, it will do the necessary priority queuing as well. So the voice traffic will be prioritized, like the priority queue has been enabled. So that is the additional thing. When you're using AutoQoS command, it will do the required configuration without you worrying about what exact QoS configuration required. So in that way, now traditionally in the local mode AP, you will have a normally access port configuration. So now why we in here then configure as a trunk port? Why? Because normally if you want to do the Flex Connect deployment, in this particular case now AP, you want to terminate that traffic onto a local switch. So where you want to terminate, for example, this is the SSID traffic. So you want to terminate that traffic into the local mode here, but the AP management, in our case, AP management will be on VLAN 130. So in that way, this has IP address 192.168.130 range IP. So that VLAN will be untagged. So in the traditionally, this is the Flex Connect mode deployment. Okay, so Flex Connect mode deployment. So again, in here, Flex Connect mode deployment, we configure this as a trunk port. Okay, so in that particular way, this port we configured as a switch port mode trunk. That's the only difference. Why? Because multiple VLAN carrying this AP management one VLAN and user traffic on the other VLAN. So in that way, we configure this as a trunk port. But in our lab, I don't want to change this port configuration time to time. So in that way, what I did was configured as a trunk port. But if you think about how exactly work, if you just logically thinking about the access point, now AP has a 130 VLAN, I think 130.102 or whatever the IP address. And then even though this is a switch port trunk port, this is coming as a native VLAN. That means VLAN 130 native mean there are no tag value. So in that way, from the AP perspective, the AP management, if any traffic initiates from the management port, that traffic will come to the switch as an untagged traffic. Okay, so it is same as this access port scenario here. So in that way, the key takeaway is, like whenever you're configuring QoS, doesn't matter whether it is a AP connected to the trunk port or whether AP connected to access port. What you need to do is a trust DSCP value. But when we look at QoS on the Flex Connect scenario, we will have a little bit pay attention. Why? Because now in this particular SSID traffic, let's example, I want to put VLAN 129. So that VLAN 129 traffic come as a tag traffic here. So there will be a 80.1q priority value coming. So if you want to trust that particular value, then we need to look at that. Otherwise, if you really want to trust the DSCP setting of the end application, so then we can even the tag value comes, we don't want to trust that particular tag value. So in that way, we will look at implication of that in the Flex Connect QoS configuration section. But in that way, in here now you understand, once you trust the switch side configuration, actually we basically trusting the value coming from the original end devices DSCP value, and we will basically trusting that and processing. And then other thing what happened is in the local mode deployment, so WLC will be here. So that tunnel traffic, traffic will be tunnel between the WLC and the AP management. So in this way, the traffic will go in the local mode as a CapWap traffic. So in that way, whatever the original packet DSCP value, put into the CapWap header DSCP. So in that way, even the original packet is voice. And then what AP will do is that EF value will be transferred into the outer header value. So then if you're setting outer header EF, as long as you trusted the DHCP value, so that outer header will go as a EF. So in that way, this traffic will be, even though the CAPWAP encapsulated, this traffic will get priority across your switch network. So now that is in the Flex Connect scenario, there will be no CAPWAP tunnel for the data traffic. That is the only difference. So we will talk about it later. Okay. So the other thing now you need to be remember is we haven't really apply any QoS policies, anything like that. Still remember, this is leave it to the no auto QoS value. Okay, so now before go and apply some auto QoS value, whatever the suitable for this kind of voice deployment, so let me just show some probably if you go to the over the air capture, so if I filter out this value, you should see the beacon frame and all other things. Let me just show one thing in the beacon. Normally if I go to the WMM parameter, WMM parameter here, QoS element, you will see it's advertising those different voice, video, best effort and background, those queues capabilities. Okay, so one thing to remember is by default these values, whatever we call transmit opportunity, those different value is, you can see here, voice packet we are giving a 65 slot time transmit opportunity. For the video traffic we will be giving 128 slot time transmit opportunity, and best effort and background we will giving a 79 transmit opportunity. So this is actually based on the setting here. This is the configuration, I think parameters, radio configuration parameters in the 5 gigahertz. You can see here, this is we enable that EDCA fast lane parameter. Okay, so because of that value will be different. So pay attention that normally if you selecting WMM default, sometime you will only see the transmit opportunities for voice and video, not for the best effort and background traffic. So this is the now Cisco best practice setting. If you want to set a EDCA parameter, leave it to fast lane, and even the AP WLAN policy profile, if you want to change auto QoS value, let me just go to the PSK policy, auto QoS value here. So the best practice is setting the fast lane value. Okay, so now in that way, now what we did actually, we now once you next in the next demonstration, what we will look at is actually go through the auto QoS configuration here, probably put a fast lane and see what configuration difference it bring to the controller. Okay, so hope now you get understanding in the switch side or network infrastructure side, how you configure QoS for wireless. So in the simple rule, just trust the DHCP value. Okay, so DHCP value, even the controller connected port, access point connected port, and then make sure you implement QoS rest of your network as well. So whatever the value you are trusted will be keep preserving, and the value will be not rewritten and getting written to 0. Okay, so especially if you're going to service provider network, make sure they trusted your QoS marking and transparently pass that traffic with the correct QoS marking. Especially if you have with internet based links, I'm sure you can't do that. Most of the service providers on the internet traffic, they will give the best effort QoS.